Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, I just thought we'd have a quick chat about what's happening in Israel and regarding Palestine, that kind of a thing. Who's coming into the fight now with Iran, places like that. And I just always have a quick discussion with you, really, guys, because I was thinking about it earlier today because I was having some argument with some pro-Palestine idiot over on X, and I was calling him out on his anti-Semitism, his anti-Jew hate, that kind of a thing, while systematically berating me for my Islamophobia. So, yeah, that was quite an interesting conversation, but that's by the by. What I want to talk to you about is what I spoke to my dad about, God, it must be about 15, 20 years plus now. I spoke to him about this. Now, he got this book all about Nostradamus. Now, don't take the piss, guys. This is a little bit far-fetched, that kind of a thing. So I expect a little bit of ridicule in the comments. But he bought this book from a charity shop about Nostradamus. If you don't know who that is, he's sort of like a person who could prophesize the future way back in like the 15th, 16th century. I think he was from France, France or Belgium, one of the two. And he apparently predicted the start of World War II. He predicted the 9/11 attacks, and he predicted the death of Diana. And within one of these passages in these books, he talked about the three antichrists. Now, he said in his book that the first antichrist was obviously Napoleon, the second antichrist was obviously Hitler, and the third one was someone called Marbus or Mabus or something like that anyway. And I don't know why this struck me. It was just after the conversation with this prat over on X, this pro-Palestine wanker, they got me to thinking, what is the end game here? I mean, with Israel obviously bombing the hell out of Palestine, well, for obvious reasons, after October 7th, the massacre that they ensued on the Jews, paragliding in and murdering innocent civilians, music festival and possibly raping and beheading them, that kind of a thing. What is the end game here? Where is it going to end? Is it going to be peace talks? I can't see that happening anytime soon. There's not a chance that Hamas are going to back down, and I can't see Netanyahu backing down either. What with Iran joining in and possibly Jordan, it's escalating fast, guys, and I don't think there's enough people talking about this. We all know that Russia has allies over in the Middle East, and obviously Russia are allied with China. This could escalate very, very quickly, and I'm wondering if this is the catalyst to the end of the world. Now, I do apologise in advance for being depressing. I don't mean to scare anybody or put the fear of doom up here, but it's worth asking the question, and it's worth pondering. A lot of people say the world will end with a meteor strike, something that wiped out the dinosaurs, or possibly a viral or bacterial outbreak, something along the lines of COVID, but a lot more serious and a lot more real, some might say. So with Iran and some of the Middle East getting involved with backing up Palestine and attacking Israel, could it be the case that the United States start getting involved? And then we get dragged into it and various other members of NATO. And before we know it, we're in a full-scale world war, Third World War, that a lot of people have been quite worried about for numerous years, at least, pre my lifetime even. I think even the hippies in the 60s were worrying about this. Is it a worthwhile question? Is it a worthwhile worry to start worrying about this? I mean, like I say, if Putin starts getting involved with his allies in the Middle East and then China get brought into it. I mean, let's just look at it this way, right? If on the very outside chance that Kamala Harris does win the US election in November, that puts the United States at a very weak point. I'm amazed it hasn't happened during Joe Biden's administration. But if it happens for a second term running, I can see people taking advantage of the United States, the global superpower. I mean, no one's ever been able to overtake the United States within terms of military power and the economy, that kind of a thing. So if a second term in the Democrats is on the cards, on the outside chance, as I say, does that put the rest of NATO at a disadvantage? I mean, let's face it, United States within NATO are the most powerful ally of the entire lot. I mean, they're much more powerful than we are, much more powerful than, say, like Luxembourg and Portugal and places like that. If people start annihilating Israel with the likes of Iran, like I said, Jordan, and some other parts of the Middle East, and Putin starts getting involved and President Xi starts getting involved, we could very well see the start of World War III. Could that be the catalyst to the end of World War III, or do you think it's going to be something different? Like I say, guys, I don't mean to be a doom monger. I don't mean to scare anybody. It's just a worthwhile question, something that I've been pondering for most of today. I'm not too sure if it's going to be nuclear war or it could be some kind of virus or germ. I'm torn between one of the two. I can't see it being a meteor. I'm sure Elon will be able to sort that out, one of his space lasers or whatever else he's got under his collar. But yeah, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on this, guys. Do you think the Israel-Palestine conflict is going to spread far and wide and is going to plunge us into World War III? Or do you think something else is on the horizon? Because I do think this world is due something catastrophic. I mean, since the Second World War, we have very nearly escaped so many things, like the Cold War with Russia and the United States back in the 60s, the Vietnam War, that kind of a thing. It's been a very close call for a long, long time, so I do think something bad off the horizon is there. I'm just not quite sure what it is. Do let me know what you think in the comments, guys. What are your thoughts? And yeah, I'll see you in a bit, I suppose. I'm sorry for being so depressing, but there we have it. I'll see you later. Cheers.